Hi viewers, hi, welcome back. Morgana Galaxia here. I really appreciate you spending some time with me today on my channel. So today is Monday, and as you all know, the Senate is going to be voting in, I guess, Amy Coney Barrett. And Mitch McConnell, Mitch McConnell is on my mind. He's a player right now. Mitch McConnell. So he's in his own race against Amy McGrath. And, their debate was really interesting in that I think Amy McGrath kicked his butt, personally. He came out looking really bad, laughing her down as she's bringing up all the troubles that Kentucky and the country are going through, right? So that debate performance should have given McGrath an edge. We'll see. We know what's going on with his hands. They're blackened. He's got like Dumbledore death-stricken hands. And he's also got bruising on his face, and I've also seen bruising on his forehead. So what's going on with that? He's obviously facing a serious health issue, and he's not telling his voters. He's not telling the people of Kentucky what's going on. And while he's ignoring those voters, he's also ignoring the American people's demand for a new president and a new Supreme Court justice that is not Amy Coney Barrett, who they are in the process, as we speak, of ramrodding through the Senate and onto the bench. So Mitch McConnell is up to no good. So that's what today's all about. I want to take a look at him. In all those kind of ways. So it's a little deep dive here. Deep dive into Mitch McConnell. All right. So let's start out. I want to start out with his hands and his health. I've already done, 4 readings on his hands, tarot. 4 readings on his hands trying to figure out what's going on. And honestly, I didn't get much. A lot of kind of gobbledygook. But I will say, of the 4 readings I did on his hands, 3 of them had the card of injured in battle. In addition, I did get one card that really pretty clearly told me it's a circulatory issue, and he maybe had some kind of blockage. So his circulatory system's not working correctly. So that's kind of what I got so far. I'm going to try it one more time. And then we'll get into some other issues with Mitch. So first question, what is going on with his hands? All right, let's bring it down. All right. Mitch McConnell, what's going on with your hands, sir? What's going on with your hands, sir? What kind of health issue are you having? What kind of health issue are you having? Show us what's going on with your hands. All right, so oh my goodness. So cards are going to tell a little story here. So right off the bat, we've got a keeper of secrets. So he is holding back his health information. We know this. He's holding this close to his chest. He's not revealing this information to, frankly, the voters who deserve to know. So he's being secretive. However, this information hit the news like boom in one day. In other words, he's being unsuccessful hiding this because those pictures came out. We've all seen the pictures of his hands, his face, his lips. If you look close, he has a big old bruise on his forehead. The information about his health has become known. It's the communications be given to the people. We all know the truth now. Unexpectedly for him, and very quickly before the elections even taken place, we have all just been flabbergasted. We've all just been suddenly and surprisingly gotten this news that Mitch McConnell is having a pretty severe health crisis now. So this news came on very quickly to all of us. And, that's the sword of action. It's a sword of truth. We very quickly got to know a truth about Mitch McConnell. So with the Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles. So the Queen of Wands to me immediately speaks of Nancy Pelosi. But what she can do from the house is unclear, right? She's been in battle with him for a long time. And, since this is I'm not asking about Amy right now, right? Just Mitch. So with Nancy sitting here, and here is Trump, the King of Pentacles. I guess what I'm feeling with these two cards is he is under a tremendous amount of pressure on all sides of him, both with the president and with the House. Nancy's always riding Mitch McConnell's butt, as well as the people. I mean, he's under a tremendous amount of pressure. He's also under a lot of judgment. These Democrats are accusing him of everything, rightfully, being just a humongous hypocrite, going back on his own word, just being underhanded. And, in my personal opinion, he's basically keeps stealing from the American people. This is a second judge that he has stolen from inappropriately. So with this pressure going on, this is going to take its toll. It's going to take its toll because, he's older, he's vulnerable. And with the added pressure of having to keep on to secrets, I just think this is detrimental to his health. But the information is already out in the public sphere now. We all know it. So he's going to have to come to terms with answering that. Although, that's kind of the atmosphere around it. But no, this is not really giving me and look into the physiology of what's wrong with him here. Let's see if I can maybe pull, just give me two more cards here. He's defending himself. So he's definitely on the defense when it comes to this illness. And the Three of Cups. So, I really want to know about the physical aspect of what's wrong with him. So if I'm going to read this card that way, with the Three of Cups, we're dealing with, this is water, so we're dealing with his circulatory system and also his emotional body. So because of the card I got the other day showing it was all about that circulatory system, and here we have the cups again, I still think that's what's going on with him. It's about the circulation, the flow of the fluids through his body. I'm sure there's, everyone's been talking about it's probably blood thinners, medication, severe medications. But I guess mostly this reading is pointing to that mind-body connection, right? We're as healthy as our mind and our body and our spirit are acting cohesively. So I think with the pressure that he's under, the secrets that he keeps, he's on defense right here. I think all these things are just exacerbating his health issues. So whatever's wrong with him, which is probably circulatory, is not healing properly and is being worsened because, he can't retreat and replenish himself and relax. He's in the throes of some of the most dramatic moments of his career right now. So, like I said, I've been having a hard time reading on his hands. So, but I definitely think that all the negativity that he projects or he creates, as well as what he's around, just exacerbated his health situation. Okay, so Mitch, I also want to know about his wife. And normally I would think, I don't want to get into personal stuff with his personal marital relationship, except that now she's in the public sphere as well. She, was appointed by Trump to do something or other. She's gotten into her own trouble. And I know that, they haven't, she's a Chinese national and her family, well, she might be a citizen now, I don't know, but her family has big business ties in China. A lot of wealth, a lot of power, a lot of what. And I just, always get this bad feeling that, I'm just going to say it, this is for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. This is just a connection between my cards and my intuition, for entertainment only. What I always feel when I contemplate them is I feel like she was the honeypot. She was a honeypot that was sent to co-opt one of our sitting senators. All right, so that's what I'm getting there. Dark money, big foreign interests, maybe some spycraft going on, controlling U.S. politics. All right, that's what I'm feeling there. But I want to take a look at the cards and see if the cards can tell me something. Right cards. So I believe, is it Elaine Chow? Ooh, I hope I'm right. You can correct me if I'm not. Unfortunately, I can't check right here. But Mitch McConnell's wife. Mitch McConnell and his wife. Show us the nature of that relationship. Show us the public, political, business, financial aspects of that relationship, please, Spirit, so we can learn what we're facing. Show us the nature of that relationship that Americans need to know, Spirit. All right, let's bring it down. Okie dokie. So, representing, let's say, the nature of their union, we're starting off with the Six of Wands, which is telling us that there was a victory here. There was something that was won. I feel like this is symbolic of their union was, how should I word this? It's like, if you have, back in the olden days, how the kings would marry their daughters off to, like a prince in another land. And basically these relationships and marriages were intended to tie nations together and make them stronger, build alliances. This is the feeling I'm getting with this card right here. Their marriage created an alliance that really was a victory for both parties. Okay, so both of them got something really important out of this. Hugely important. Like, they were victorious in this union. It really cemented their goals and aspirations, and this was a positive union for them in their goals and what they want. What's crossing them with the Two of Cups, what's crossing them is the commitment that they made to each other wasn't on the up and up, maybe wasn't honorable, or wasn't solidified appropriately, wasn't legal, something regarding their commitment to one another is not quite right. It's not quite right. So maybe it wasn't made with the right intent, or maybe there was some deception on one side or both sides, or just something about their commitment. Maybe there's been marital infidelity. I don't know. But their commitment from the very beginning contradicts their marriage. So it's in the sky above them with the Five of Wands is just a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing, a lot of sort of this is like your partisan politics. So I think what's happening around them, what's in the sky above them, is just a lot of fighting. So I guess if I drill down into them, I feel like, whatever. So this marriage got her a certain place within this administration, and that's allowed her to flex her muscles, right? Put policies in place, make changes, do whatever she does. And, obviously Mitch McConnell also does what he does. And I just feel like those two actors at work are creating a lot of strife. They're creating a lot of arguments. They're creating a lot of infighting somehow. Maybe others aren't pleased with their dynamic, or not pleased with obviously a hell of people are pissed off at what Mitch McConnell does. And, you don't find a lot of stories about a spouse, but when you do, it's usually that she's already been investigated. She's already being looked at. Her ties to China are being looked at. I just think people are fussing and fighting around them, probably trying to figure out what's really going on here. There's sides in this. What's foundational to this question here with the moon, I'll bring it back down a little bit. So with the moon card, what's very foundational to the question of their union is the shadow, the darkness, the sort of the lies and deceit, not getting the truth of things, not being able to see through the veil to what is true. Again, I'm getting a pull back to their shadow selves. Their union is allowing them to do work sort of on the down low, in the shadows, not really being able to see clearly the reality of things. So there's a lot of, and it's true, if you try and find out much about Mitch McConnell's wife, you don't get very far. There's a lot that's hidden. There's a lot that's hidden there. So the energy that they've come through in the recent past is the Strength card. So they're a formidable power couple. They are very wealthy. They have positions in politics. They hold a lot of power, but power and strength are different. I guess I get the feeling this is more of a quiet power. You don't have to roar like a lion. I feel like Elaine Chow, if that's her, I think that's her name, has a quiet power, right? She's very, I won't say dangerous, but she doesn't have to roar. She doesn't have to exert. She's just formidable in her own right, and the two of them together are very strong. And this is in the past position. So where they're moving into with the King of Pentacles, you know, this is usually my trump card, but it doesn't always have to be. Essentially, the energy I see them moving into is one of reaping financial benefits, right? The king, you know, as the King of Pentacles, McConnell directs the flow of money, right? So it's just all the financial dealings, he's the benefactor, right? So this is what I'm getting here. Here's Mitch and here's his spouse. He's the financial benefactor. He's got access to the purse strings. He directs the money. He says what comes to the floor, what doesn't come to the floor. He can pay off judicial nominees if that's what's going on, right? He's the money wheeler and dealer. And here's her again on the other side with that quiet strength, determination, resolve, and together they're extremely powerful. So how they kind of see their union is shown as the Justice card, which is curious. That's very interesting because I don't know that Mitch McConnell has much of a sense of justice, right? Everything he's doing subverts justice. Like what he's doing on the Supreme Court, trying to put that justice on the bench. But this has been his goal. Okay, thank you. This has been his goal and focus, the judges, loading the benches. I mean, in all the circuits and all the different branches and circuits of judgeships. He's been stuffing the courts. We all know this. It's not just the Supreme Court. He's been loading super conservative judges on all these benches. And, we do see stories come out about, oh, there's another unqualified judge on the bench. Oh, there's someone else who's technically unqualified. And yet he's forcing these people through. This is pointing us in that direction. That is their goal and focus is stuffing judges on the bench. And why would she do that? Well, I suppose they would be pro-China or maybe not so aggressive or protective towards China. Maybe it's when, her investigations come to a close and she's up in front of a judge, that she'll be protected or he will be protected, what have you. It's all about stuffing super conservative judges, qualified or not, in as many seats as they possibly can. That's been at least McConnell's goal. So the Hermit card is telling us that, they really keep a low profile. They keep to themselves. You don't see them out and about schmoozing and socializing. They lock it down. They're low profile. So they would rather be quiet, under the radar, keep to themselves, keep their machinations to themselves. They're both, as a couple, an introverted, closed, protective couple. They're not out there in the social realm, okay? For hopes and fears, was this 5, right? 5 of Pentacles. This would, oh my gosh, I hate to say this, but this card of loss and poverty, I'm reading this as his hope card. His hope is to F people over. I feel like this is him throwing his middle finger up at the stimulus, right? This is him throwing his middle finger up at all this legislation that's stalled out on his desk. This is him not giving a crap about coronavirus. This is him not giving a crap about the people of Kentucky. He don't give a crap about anybody. And anybody who loses their money and is out in the cold benefits him, because that money, moves its way from the poor up to the wealthy, right? All flows of cash go back to the banks, go back to the wealthy, go back to those business owners. This is his malintent to the people of Kentucky and the wider American voters right here. He don't give a shit about anybody. And for his outcome, 5 of Swords. Abuse of power. Abuse of power. Just these vicious battles, unethical, brutal battles that for the most part, most of the big ones, he's won. He's won them. He wins them by playing dirty, by being a bully, and because unfortunately he is a Senate Majority Leader, he can abuse his power, set the agenda, stall things out, just abuse his power. That's what that is the outcome. And that's what he's doing today. Today, he's abusing that power, and he's being a towering hypocrite. Today is a big day for Mitch McConnell. Okay. But that, again, was a look at his union with his wife. So still abuse of power right there. Her appointment was very questionable. Her experience and qualifications were negligible. She's under investigation for wrongdoing. That's what it, they don't care about the American people. It's all about the King of Pentacles, right? Making money, having power. Okay. So I'll take another look at Amy Coney Barrett. I've read on her several times, and it's hard because every time I've read on her, the cards tell me the votes fall through. And, that vote is happening today. And, other readers have said the same. Votes are going to fall through. Something's going to come out. Something big's going to come out. Take her down. The financial stuff. And I've seen some financial entanglements in most of my readings with her. But it's today, people. It's today. What can possibly happen today to stop this travesty of justice? It's hard for me to see it. But I'm going to take a look at the cards again and see if the cards can shine any light into what's going to happen today with Amy Coney Barrett. It seems like it's going to happen. She's a shoo-in. I can't, it's hard to just see anything that can stop it at this point. But cards, please show us the results. Show us the results of the vote today. Show us the results of the vote on Amy Coney Barrett today, please, Spirit. Can you show us the results on Amy Coney Barrett today? Let's bring it down. So, all right, Spirit, give me a first card, right here. Give me a second card, right there. Third card. Where are you? Okay. Miss Amy Coney Barrett. All right. So we've got 3 pentacles. So we know money is all up in the situation right now. All right. So we're starting out right here. 7. They're in review. All right. They're in the Senate right now, yapping about her, about to vote on her. Mitch McConnell planted this situation, and now they're reaping the fruits of it. So he, forced her through, forcing the vote through, putting all the pressure on Republicans as that normally happens. He planted these seeds, and now, yes, they're going to reap the fruit of that. There's 7. So, this card, aside from reviewing, and yet the reap what you sow, always what that really means is, karma comes back to you. What you put out, you grow and returns to you. So this does speak that, if you want to have a good life and you want to create wealth, you plant those good, healthy seeds. When you plant evil seeds, you reap evil karma. So this is a warning for him to remember his karma. What you put out comes back to you, right? But they're in review. They're about to reap what they've sown. And here with the 10 of Pentacles, more money. This is about legacy, family money. I think we've already heard stories about how Mitch McConnell is very focused on leaving his family extremely wealthy, right? The pay that he gets as a senator is not the kind of wealth that he's looking at right here. He wants legacy money for future generations for his family. This is what he's focused on, okay? Money, money. Over here we have the Fool, and then we have the Page of Pentacles. So, I definitely am seeing this as Amy right here. She's about to jump off the cliff. So, in other words, Amy is starting a new journey, okay? Amy, with the enthusiasm of the young. Let me try and phrase this a little better here. So, when we start a brand new journey, we don't know where we're going. We don't know what lies ahead, but we have that excitement and that enthusiasm of something new. That's how she's feeling right now. This nomination process, right, there's no question it's ugly. And she knows it's ugly. She knows the country's divided. She knows the impeached president who nominated her is about to get booted out of office. All right. She knows that Mitch McConnell is faulty. She don't care because she will have to grab onto this opportunity. This is a kind of opportunity that would be very difficult to let go. Very difficult to find your ethical self and say, it's not right. I don't want it. This is not an opportunity that comes along again in your lifetime. You have to seize it. That's what she's going to do. No matter how ugly it gets, she wants this life journey. And here she is, once this vote is over and she thinks, she's going to settle down in that seat, it's like, boom, the whole world's going to open up to her, right? This whole new life, this whole new experience is finally going to open. Once the dust settles and all the anger, starts kind of being diffused, she just, how she sees herself. She's about to start down this exciting road. And with the Page of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, the page can bring an opportunity, definitely a financial opportunity or some financial news. yeah, again, it's all about the money. I just see her staring. It's like her staring at that shiny coin, just like, oh, look at everything I get. I get all the money. I get all the power. I get to be in control. She's starry-eyed at all the possibilities that this is going to bring her right here. So in this particular reading, I'm not seeing the votes fall through. I'm not seeing anything crazy happen, with the exception of this page. It's very possible the page will bring us some news about these financial situations that keep sort of implying themselves around her. But coming after the Fool, I think, if anything, it'll happen after she's already seated. And oh, I hate to say that, because I still am hoping that those votes fall through. In my earlier readings that showed Mitch McConnell kind of delusional that he had the votes, I really hope that happens. Are any of those Republicans going to find a speck of conscience in themselves and do the right thing? I don't know, because Mitch has been planting these seeds. And this is what he's grown, and this is what he's going to harvest right here. And again, it's just money, money's in the sights for all these people. I mean, it's like the wealthier you get, the more desperate you get for more wealth. All I can say is I see Amy starting her new journey. But again, this is a Fool's card. So the warning is, you can, if you don't look where you're going, you could fall off the cliff. If you don't know what challenges lay ahead of you, you don't bring the tools you need. If you're unfamiliar with the terrain, you don't know what obstacles or threats to look for. I feel like, yeah, if she makes it onto the bench, she's going to be a rube. She's got 3 years of judging experience, 7 years of teaching. She's never tried a case, much less in front of the Supreme Court. She's extremely inexperienced. Again, like I've told you guys over and again, Trump doesn't pick nominees. He doesn't pick people for their skills and expertise. He picks them because they satisfy an agenda for him in one way or another. And of course, we know what it is. It's repealing Obamacare. So she's inexperienced. She's a rube on this court. I think she's just not going to be taken seriously. Very often this Fool is just not taken seriously. And let's keep our fingers crossed that we hear something that will either stop her actually sitting on the bench or reverses her nomination in some way. All right, you guys, today, I hate to say it, but today's a really sad day for this nation. And Mitch McConnell has done and continues to do a huge disservice to the people of this country and to the people of his state. And instead of wallowing in despair, I think I'm just going to spend the day focusing on, and maybe you can join me in doing this today. Let's put some divine light, some protective energy around the United States and around Washington, D.C., and around the Capitol and the Supreme Court. Let's flood that with the divine white light so that darkness is exposed, that the country is protected. Bring in your angels, bring in your masters, ask everyone you can think of, including all our founding fathers and mothers, to come. Ooh, I'm getting chills. Come to the aid of the United States today. If Spirit can help us in any way, in any day, today is the day that we need help. It's one of the big days that we need help, because Mitch McConnell is unfolding a travesty right now. And until that last vote is cast, possibility still is there. Again, just protect. It's just protection, just basic protection around the country. Circle the nation in white light, dome the nation in white light, focus the spot beam on Washington, D.C., focus the spotlight on Mitch McConnell. Ask your angels and guides to attend to us at this time, all right? And then cross your fingers and hold love in your heart. And I think that's really all that we can do today. And then in a few more days, we'll vote, right? All right, everybody, thank you for joining me today. If you liked my reading, click like. If you want to see some more, please subscribe. And we'll talk to you again soon, all right? Bye, everybody.